All right, welcome everybody. We're back for episode 32. I'm with Kelly. Before we even get started, I just kind of want to do a little cheers.
Oh, okay.
Start it off. Come on.
By yourself.
No. Oh,
It's water. Just kidding.
It's vodka.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
No, not all. Wow. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. But this one's unique and this one's special because it's a first for a few things. My first naval person.
Navy.
My first female.
Oh, that's good.
My first commanding officer.
Oh, yeah.
And my first E to O.
Oh.
For those of you guys who don't know what it is, but E to O is enlisted to officer. So.
Your first doctor as well?
Oh, my first doctor. Fuck. What else? What else we got? But this will be a great episode because I definitely love having conversation with her because it's a lot of good talking points and she's got a lot of good stories.
I don't.
And then now she's gonna be shy. Look,
I
she's
know.
already turning red.
I'm Irish.
Oh God. But yeah, thank you. This is episode 32, and it's a what's your why, but I'm also gonna price some like female perspective because I haven't had that on this show yet. She's trying to be serious. She's never really this serious. Like
I'm not. I just haven't started talking yet.
I know. So I've known Kelly for about 3 years. We met here in Salt Lake City, and I've definitely had a lot of good conversation with her about her being in the military, then her getting her PhD because she's Dr. Kelly, and but it's good times. So before we get started, give me a little intro of where you're from, what you did in the military, like your whole transition. Not the whole thing, but just a brief thing.
No, I'll just give the quick one. I'm originally from Santa Cruz, California, and I joined the military when I was 19 years old, enlisted. I was a storekeeper, and at the time they were only letting women on certain types of ships, the ones that had no weapons. You can't trust women around weapons, right? So I had my first ship that was out in Guam, and that was a submarine tender, and it was probably like 70% female. So you can imagine like how awesome that was to like just walking down into berthing, like so gross, right? But yeah, so that was my first thing. Then I got stationed in San Diego and got picked up for the officer program. Graduated from the University of Utah here. Never thought I'd move back here. It was the first time I'd ever been to Utah. Yeah, interesting. And I commissioned as a surface warfare officer. So for your non-Navy types, it's like a navigator, right? And then they started allowing women on the ships that can shoot things, right?
Wait, so before, like when you joined, you couldn't be on a carrier?
Oh, you could be on like a carrier.
Or...
Yeah. But I mean, the weapon systems on a carrier are the jets, right? For the most part. Yeah. So, and then all the ships around it.
Yeah.
That's why we have our carrier strike group. So I was on a guided missile destroyer, and that's how I got qualified on surface warfare. So I knew everything about that, and learned how to drive that. And I was the communications officer, and also I did all the crypto. And then I went to the USS Simpson, which is a frigate, which no longer has any weapons on it. And that's a fun one to drive because it's got bow thrusters. So, and it's small. Those are on the pointy end.
I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I'm just gonna shake my head because I don't.
Yeah, I was in engineering.
So what's a frigate?
So basically, your frigate's going to be like more shallow water type stuff. Okay. So if you're looking for mines and stuff, it's not like a mine sweep or anything like that, but it can go in shallower waters. They're decommissioned now, either that or reserve ships for the most part. We don't really utilize them anymore. They're not really worth a damn, but they are fun to drive. And that's about it. But I was in engineering on that, so kind of to bring the female part of that into this is that on my second ship there were 6 of us, women. All officers, and then the whole crew enlisted.
How big was the crew?
So you've got over 500 personnel on board and like 6 females, so no problem, right? So they had gone through like hours of training, like, we're getting females on board, you know, this and that. So literally I would walk down the P-way sometimes and, or, you know, the, whatever you guys call it in there, whereas
like a hallway.
Like a hallway. So I'd go down the P-way and like guys would like get up against the, I'll say another name, up against the bulkhead, right? Up against the wall. Like, don't touch her, they're just thinking like sexual harassment, sexual assault, like all these things that they had been trained on. So it was like actually pretty funny. And then on my third ship, they had just started integrating women as well. So when I first got there was only 4 of us. And then by the time I left, I think there were like 6 or 8 or something like that. And I was in engineering. I was like the only woman in engineering, and I was the auxiliaries officer. And we own everything on that. If it leaks, we own it. Right? So all the diesel engines, all the AC units, apparently the ice maker, the supply officer called me in the middle of the night because the ice maker wasn't working, God forbid. Yeah, so then, I mean, you know, other duty stations after that, laterally transferred from surface warfare to HR, retired, got my PhD, and now I'm a professor.
So it's weird because she said that women weren't allowed on these ships. This isn't the 60s or 50s. This is the early 2000s, correct?
So yeah, I joined in 1995, and then so my first ship was shortly after that. And
holy shit!
yeah,
like,
I didn't
breaking barriers at early 2000s.
Well, even when I retired as a lieutenant commander in 2004, I had enlisted the very first out of Arizona because I was the MEPS commander there. So I enlisted one of the very first submariner women.
Really?
Yeah, to the enlisted ranks in submarines. And we still haven't found a way to integrate. When I was working with Naval Special Warfare Command, which is the Navy SEALs, I was part of a team that was working to integrate women into, special forces. And what it really boils down to, or this is what they'll say it boils down to, is logistics. Like, females just require different types of logistics. So when you look at like a ship, and you have open berthing, that fits 100 and something men, you can't have 6 females take over that space, right?
Yeah.
So it all kind of boils down to the logistics of, converting,
Wow.
these bathrooms. And, the bathroom situation, though, on one of my ships was literally just a switch. And that's where the showers were. That's where the showers were, too. Yeah, and it was like female, male, and like everyone always forgot. So I'd be like in the shower, and some dude would like walk in, right? And be like brushing his teeth, and I'm like, I forgot to flip the thing, But it's close. It's close quarters, know. These are your brothers.
So before I get started on the questions, she wanted me to wear this.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yes.
I know why. At one point in time, we talked about me going into politics.
You did on your last podcast. Well, the one before last.
Yeah, but I know that I there's no way that I can.
But when he does, vote for Pedro.
I mean, that's gonna be my slogan. Like, I'm literally gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use it. But
don't use me for PR.
I'm doing it. But so I know the story of why you joined, but tell the audience, tell everybody why you joined. What was your why? Why did you just one day say, I want to be in the Navy of all things? But
oh, this is such a dumb story. Are you sure I told you this?
Yes, you did. The Marine.
I did tell
See,
you.
yep, I already fucking know. I know.
It wasn't just that. It's like even worse than that. It's worse. Gosh, I wish I have a really good why now that I do the things that I do. So I've grown up a little bit, thank God, a little bit. But when I first joined, I was at cheerleading practice. I was in college. And I had gone to the community college in Santa Cruz, there, Cabrillo, and my girlfriend and I were coming back from cheerleading practice, and we saw that they had put a recruiting station in by the mall. And I was like, oh my gosh, I bet there's so many hot guys. And isn't this pathetic? Yeah, look at me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the females that took it seriously. So we went in there looking for hot guys. And a Marine boyfriend and a Dear Jane letter.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
In boot camp later. I retired after almost 22 years. So 22 years is a long time for...
All because she wanted to go into the recruiting station.
And find a hot guy.
Guys.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get that. then you re-enlisted. So there was obviously reason. Was there purpose? I mean, was there a why at that point? Because, I mean, sometimes we just, fuck it, we're just going to stay just because or just...
Oh, I was having so much fun. I always said, like, as soon as I stop having fun, then I'm done. And one thing I found is the higher you get in rank, the less fun it is, the more, like, mandatory meetings, the politics, all of that. And so after I did my command tour, even though, you know, 05 was a give me, and my choice of where I wanted to go was a give me, and probably 06, I wasn't having fun anymore. And I mean, I had a blast. You know, the Navy's great. You get the whole ocean, right? And all these great ports. Yeah.
Okay, I can get with the ports, but you know, I don't know how to swim, so I'm not, there's no way.
Well, the goal's not to fall off the ship.
So I'm fucked anyway, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. If it's windy, don't go outside.
Oh my God. But then it was just a continuing thing. Because, you know, like you said, fun. But then later on, I mean, there's got to be something. I mean, you had your son, you know,
I had my son, you know, like I said, I was in Arizona, and, you know, I never really took anything too seriously. And we've had this conversation as, you know, when people are like, what's your leadership style? And I'm like, I let people do their job, right? And I make myself approachable enough for them to feel comfortable to come and let me know if, you know, there's a hiccup there. And I never, there's a lot of people, you know, you call them the kiss assers and all that stuff, and always, you know, trying to get the great evals and all that. I never gave a shit. I really didn't. I was there to have fun and make friends and make lifelong friends, you know, brothers and sisters, and that's what I did. And I enjoyed it until it started getting lonely. And, you know, I've told you my uncle's a retired colonel in the Air Force, and he used to always say it's lonely at the top, yeah. Right? And that's true, because who's going to be your Liberty buddy? And what are you going to get to do when all eyes are on you? You'd be like, oh, did you see the commander up on there, you know, taking shots and this and that? And it's like, this is, and I mean, you find places, right? But
away from everybody.
Yeah, but it gets lonely, and no one wants to be your friend. And if they want to be your friend, it's for the wrong reasons. You get those kiss butts, and I don't like those.
You can say kiss ass. I
mean, I did. I said it already, so I was changing it up a little bit.
But what was a better? I'm kind of going off script because I have a script that I go down.
Oh, great! But, so use me.
I'm using you
guinea pig. Okay.
But I told you there's lots of firsts. I mean, shit. My first doctor on here, you know, but
you'd never know.
We already had this discussion. But you went but you were enlisted. Did you have a lot of fun enlisted and then just decide? I mean, I know you continued your fun as being an but what was better?
So my goal was to be a Master Chief. Like, I wanted to stay enlisted. And I had one senior chief. Oh, and this is a good story too. Man, I always got stories. That's the life of a veteran, right? Yep. You always have stories. So I had this one senior chief Esposito, and he was always like, he would piss me off because I'd come to him as like in E4, and I'd be like, hey, senior chief, what's the reg for da 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 da? And he's like, that's a good question. Go find out and let me know. And I'd get so fucking pissed. No, because like I don't have time. I'm trying to go on Liberty. Like, there's mudslides waiting. There's a whole ocean waiting. I would wear my bathing suit under my coveralls. Like, that's how ready I was to get off of work.
No, he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, because I was stationed in Guam. So it was like you get off the ship and you just go jump in the ocean. I literally would wear my bathing suit under my coveralls. So, and because it was hot as fuck too. So why not? But anyways, he was always trying to develop me. And I hated it, you know. He's like, oh, you have so much potential. You need to take this seriously. And, you know, and so he wanted me to put in an officer package. And he was adamant about it. And I was taking classes. The cool part, they would fly professors when we would get underway. They would fly professors on
Really?
board. Well, what are you going to do sitting out in the middle of the ocean?
Oh yeah, this is before
Might as
like
well.
this is before this type of technology.
Yeah, might as well like develop your sailor. So I would be sitting in like stats class, you know, working to further my educate. There's nothing else to do.
I
You
know,
work
but
out.
stats, so like
Yeah, I mean, or you just go to the smoking deck and you just like, you know,
chill with everybody
get
else.
cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Okay,
some of that too.
fair enough.
But at any means, yeah. So he's always developing me, and so I get to my next duty station after I'm with him, and he's still calling me, checking on me. Like he just became my mentor. And I hate that. I hate the mandatory mentorship program, by the way. If they're still doing that shit, I hate it when they couple you up.
They kind of do in the Air Force, but you can kind of request people, but they don't have a set. I mean, at least not now or when I was in. So.
Yeah. There was literally a time that they would line up the senior enlisted and the junior enlisted, like, on both sides of the P-way, and they'd be like, the person standing across from you, that's your mentee, and that's your
What if you got
mentor.
somebody shitty.
Exactly. So they don't do
Maybe.
that. They don't do that anymore. But it shows you how old I am. So anyways, he keeps, like, bothering me about this, and I was like, fine, I'll put it in. You know? And then I got a call, or the message came out, and I got accepted. But I didn't want to get accepted. I was just like, I didn't care, right?
You could've said no.
I felt like the people. Well, so then I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, what do I do? And he's like, oh, you got to be an officer. Like, why would you not? Why wouldn't you take the opportunity? It's an opportunity, right? So that's why I did it. Fast forward, when I got stationed in Recruiting District, Portland, Oregon, as the enlisted programs officer, I walk in. I'm a lieutenant, an 03 lieutenant, and guess who the financial guy is?
Oh, it was
Civilian. Senior Chief Esposto.
Did he go to your?
No, he didn't really know. Like after I left and he mentored me for a little while, like I thought about it, then I finally put it in, and then I never really contacted him again. So I don't know if I'm sure he saw the message and was like, good for her, you know, but I hadn't seen him or heard from him or anything. And here I walk in, you know, with these bars on, and I was like, Senior Chief? And he's like, I'm so proud of you, kid.
See, there you
like,
go.
Oh, so good. So good. Yeah. But then he realized, like, how influential he was as, like, who I was. You know, as a leader, I was never really like, you know, do this. But I was a very, like, by the book, like what's the instructions say, and is that's one of the things I really didn't like was for people, especially some of the civilians that had like retired and then just gone to the MEPS to die. They had been doing it for so long that they would just go off of you know memory, and I'm like, is that the way it still is done, or you know? And they were always looking for like a way to say no, and I'm like, we need to find a way to yes. So find the instruction, find the gray area, and let's figure out a way to yes. Mm-hmm. And like, I think that was frustrating for people, but that was 100% Senior Chief.
But that's what I was going to say. You did what he did, because you were like, I need you to look this up.
And I would watch people get so frustrated, and I'd be like, look, I wouldn't do anything that I haven't done before, right? I've swabbed the decks, I've shined the bright work, I've done all the bullshit. You know, I was down in the bilges cleaning up shit. Like, yeah. So it's your turn.
So, so that goes kind of into the next question. Like, what didn't you like? But I don't know that. Is it the structure? Because I mean, you had a lot of fun, so I don't think it was the structure. What didn't you like? Yeah,
I'm kind of like a structure person. I really am. Like, I need it because my mom calls me a wildflower. You know, she's like, everywhere. You're just everywhere. And I'm everywhere. But I didn't like, you know, obviously you have good and bad leaders, right? I didn't like that. Another thing I really didn't like is I did have I had one commanding officer when I was the engineering officer. He brought me up there. He was not happy about having to integrate women onto his ship. Oh. And he was very blunt about that. And literally, I came in, and you're already scared because, you know, here's this 06 sitting there. And I think I was like an 02. Well, I graduated like top of my class from engineering school. Like he should have been proud to have me on board in engineering, but he wasn't. And he was just like an old, like kind of redneck, worked on he's like, I've done my whole career in engineering and I know engineering. And my family's from South Carolina, so I can do this, right? So I'm not offending anyone but my family. But so, you know, and he was like, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that a woman can do a good job in the engineering department. And I mean, I was really the only, they were used to seeing us like in the personnel department, admin, doing the office kind of work. But me down getting dirty, like in the bilges.
Yeah.
Yeah, where those dudes would piss in the bilge, by the way. The engineers are dirty. They're dirty and they live off of cigarettes and Mountain Dew.
They're like cavemen, right? They're down in the...
Yeah, but they're smart as shit.
No, yeah,
when it comes
absolutely.
to fixing anything, this is like the smartest dudes
absolutely.
I've ever met in my life. I loved my engineers. I loved them. Absolutely loved them.
So did you have a lot of that? That because you were a female, you didn't get... You were kind of treated a little differently because you couldn't handle it or you couldn't do it?
Yeah, I did get a lot of that. And I think it was just the time that I came in. They were still kind of integrating. Women have been serving for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of more in the like traditional types of ratings, right? When I was in recruiting, there was a big push for what we called winters. And winters are women in non-traditional rates. So we would have to try to push women into, you know, the IT and the kind of how we do with recruiting into coding and IT and all that in the civilian sector as well. There was a big push for that, and upper mental groups as well, diversity. We were always looking for, you know, individuals kind of with like the DEI stuff, individuals of, you know, gender and sex, but upper mental groups so that they could be in kind of the non-traditional type of rating. So that was kind of my first introduction to, you know, what we now call DEI. So that was kind of interesting for me to learn that the military did that as well.
Yeah, they definitely did it. And I think the big push was probably around the Iraq War, going a little forward, 2002, 2003. But I did see a lot of, you know, you guys have mechanics. Mm-hmm. Was there a lot of female mechanics on ships or aircraft mechanics? Did you guys have a lot of female aircraft mechanics?
So I never worked with aircraft. I've worked with submarines when I was on the submarine tender. I've worked with aircraft as far as landing them, you know, on the ships.
Because you had helicopters.
Yeah, but I've never. Yeah,
Ospreys.
it was. We had the helos.
Okay.
Is the 46s, 60s. That was really my only, and then special warfare, and then just all surface. So I didn't get a lot of the air part.
Because you said that, you know, there was very little females in those non-traditional roles. In the Air Force, there's a lot of females throughout maintenance. I don't want to say a lot, but it's a little bit more prevalent than, I guess, you guys in the ships. So that when you said that, I was thinking about career fields and what I've seen, and I'm like, there's a lot of females in aviation. Yeah. Which is different.
So it's so different for us because if you think of the Navy, we really surface. We're like undersea, we're sea, we're land, we're air. You know, we've got so many different components. Yeah. You know, and so the opportunities are there. I think just, you know, as I was transitioning into being kind of one of the firsts of many, like even in NSW, the billet that they had for me, they created that billet and they specifically wanted an HR officer to fill it because it was servicing, the admiral wanted to work on what he called health of the force. So recognizing the high suicide rates, the high divorce rates, and the low head-on pillow time, he wanted someone that was HR administrative that could track all of those data points and give recommendations for putting butts in seats. So that was my job, was to put the butts in the seats and make sure that they had enough time at home.
And what's crazy is I just read something the other day, just a quick little blurb that said SEALs have like a 96% divorce rate or something of that sort.
Probably.
Like, holy shit.
I divorced one. 97%. No, actually, that was the annulment. That one didn't count. That didn't count.
That didn't count towards the statistics.
Doesn't count.
You're fine.
It's
Just a few
invalid.
weeks.
Statistically invalid.
So then, now getting to that, what did you like about it?
The camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
That's and here's the thing. It crosses services.
It does. It does.
It's like you and I met, and we immediately had that bond.
Yes.
Right? Just because it's like, I don't know. We are different.
Yes.
We're weird in a way, and people don't understand us.
That sense of humor.
And then we speak, because we don't give a fuck. We don't. It's like nobody's shooting at you. It's your office job.
There are different professions that I attribute that camaraderie to. Us, first responders,
Yes.
and ER nurses.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those motherfuckers, all of them, all of us have that sense of humor. Because I mean, I've dated ER nurses and I've dated, cops, and
You've dated the rainbow.
I've dated, not the rainbow.
I think like a Skittles, like a Skittles.
But we all have that sense of humor, and it's just out there. It's crazy. And when we met, it was just we just bullshitted about everything military. Like nobody, people were probably sitting around like, what the fuck are these people talking about and joking about? But that's always been a common thing. Everybody that I've done an interview with is, what did you like? The camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the just the fact that you can walk anywhere, grocery store, mall, concert, beach, middle of nowhere.
Oh, you can pick them out.
Oh, easily. They're wearing that type of stuff. They're all they look like this. They have that. They have that pride. I mean, we just had a discussion about what's going on TV, and it's just like, where's the pride? Where the fuck is the pride? And we don't lose that.
Burning flags and shit.
Yeah,
you lost your mind.
Yeah. So anyway,
vote for Pedro.
I won't let flags burn.
He'll put him in jail.
I wish that's all I would. No. Yeah,
wow.
I'm just gonna
Can't go rogue.
Yeah,
Can't go that rogue.
I know. So, did you do anything that was, not to call you out on any of this, but like anything that was just fun, crazy, and maybe stupid? Like, you said you had your bathing suit on, so as soon as you were off of work, you were gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But was there anything that
like
you were
sometimes I would go and say I was taking the trash out to the pier, and just bounce. And they'd be like, just bounce. Just anyone seen Maxim lately? I got in so much trouble one time, I'll tell you. So we were leaving Australia, and when you leave Australia or any country you go in and out, we have to man the rails, right? And so when you man the rails, you put on your dress whites or your dress blues, whatever, and you get up on the rails of the ship, and you just stand there at parade rest, right? And it looks all nice and ceremonial. So anyways, we were leaving Australia, and we had gone out the night before, and we got so fucking wasted off of Zimas, y'all. Off of Zimas. I would die. I'd be hanging with your ER nurse if I did that shit today. It was a fucking headache, man. So anyways, with the grenadine in it, right? Because it's got to be colorful.
No, you put it on.
Like,
I never drank those.
So gross. So anyways, we got chocolate wasted off of Zimas, and we just couldn't man the rails. I was like, bro, I'm going to throw up. And it was me and this other, I think I was like an E4, and this other dude, Figueroa. And we used to call him Fig Nasty because his breath always...
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope he doesn't.
I don't edit.
Fuck. I love you. We got in trouble. But this is how you get the camaraderie, right? Because you're doing messed up shit together, hard work, bullshit, right? Like sweeping outside in the rain type of dumb shit. And then you got to man the rails when everyone went out and clearly got fucked up the night before. So I was like, there's hundreds of sailors. They're not going to know if I'm gone. Here's what I didn't know. That my senior chief, they do roll call. They have to, because you're manning the rails, what if you go over? Right? So it's smart. But I was like, they're not going to miss me. And so Figueroa and I went, we had a bunch of storerooms because we were storekeepers. in logistics. And so we went down to one of the storerooms that had the big bubble wrap, rolls of bubble wrap in it, and made a bed. Yeah, so we made a bed, and we just like fell out, right? Until we heard the whistle that we were underway, and we could change. Everyone could go change. So then we got up, got our coveralls back on, and went up there. And our senior chief, Filipino dude, a lot of Filipino leadership in Guam, right? And he'd be like, "What the fuck were you?" I was like, what? I was totally there. What are you talking about, senior chief? He's like, "No, you fucking won't." And he starts yelling at me, and he's like half speaking in Tagalog, like I can barely understand him. I just know I'm in trouble, right? And he goes, "You and you go put your dress whites on right now. You're gonna man this bulkhead." And I was like, what? And literally, we had to go put our whites on, and we had to stand at parade rest and man the bulkhead. We're staring at the wall. And everyone's passing by, and they're like, "What the fuck are those two doing?" That was our punishment, was to man the wall.
And what did it teach you? Not to miss formation?
No, it taught me like what the procedures were. I didn't know that they took muster. Like, I didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, I do now, but...
What rank were you then?
I was like an E4. But what it did teach me is to have grace. Like when I was an officer and like my E4s would fuck up, I'd be like, "Listen here, shipmate." And if I'm calling you shipmate, like, you're in trouble. Because shipmate, people try to act like, "Oh, it's shipmate." No, it's not. It's like, "Listen here, shipmate." It's a little bit more derogatory then.
It's almost like when I'd call somebody shitbag.
It's like shitbag. Yeah, we're like, "Okay, shipmate," and you're
Wait,
fucked.
you just called me shipmate the other day.
I know, I always do.
There it is.
The more you know.
Wait, I want to go back a little. So we would have our guys sweep the flight line. You're never going to get that motherfucker clean. But
No.
you guys would sweep the deck while it's raining?
We'd have to do FOD wash down. Because you've got the helos coming in, and you got to get in a line and do your FOD wash down.
Okay, but that's an absolute fallacy when it comes to helos and FOD. They can't suck anything up, and they land on dirt.
Don't. It's like taking muster when you're putting your whites on for no fucking reason.
None of it makes sense. Sometimes none of that shit makes sense.
No sense.
These things land in the fucking depths of hell in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I mean, it is kind of sketch doing all this and landing them.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Well, I get that. I bet that is pretty cool, huh?
Well, yeah, like actually my, on my second ship, on the guided missile destroyer, one of my my third ship, I'll never forget. My third ship, in my stateroom, one of my mates was one of the pilots. She was one of the helo pilots, and they'd get underway with us. Yeah, and her call sign's Phoebe, because she was like super airheaded, but I loved it. So like the two of us, so I'm on the bridge and I'm landing her, and she's like, "Yeah, this and that," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm catching winds now, this and that." I was like, "Come on in, Phoebes," like just to hear the rate. I wish we had recordings of me trying to land her, because I couldn't see. They had to build me when I was on the bridge. I couldn't see, so one of the navigators built me, they called it a con box. So when you're conning the ship, you're telling the boatswain's mate where to put the helm, right? So I would say, "Come right, steer course 025. Come right, steer course 025. Aye, ma'am." And then you come in right, steer course 025. So I'm the conning officer. So I'm kind of looking at the maps or the charts and all that stuff and figuring out where we need to guide the ship. Well, when you're landing helos, or chasing other aircraft carriers as lifeguard, you have to be cognizant of the winds. So you have to like chase the winds and all that stuff. And so I couldn't see like over the bridge wing, over like when I was like trying to pull the ship in to the pier. So he bought me. I got a call down in my stateroom, and the navigator's like, "Hey, can you come up to the bridge?" And I was like, "For what?" And he's like, "I need to weight test you." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Come up here and get weight tested." He wanted to weight test the box that he built. So I would come on and off a watch carrying my box. I put my box down, I'd stand up, and I'd be like, "This is Lieutenant Maxim, I've got the con." And they're like, "Are you kidding me?"
She's short, by the way. She's like
I'm 5'1". I'm 5'1".
5 foot and a half.
I'm 5'1". So I had to get all my uniforms tailored, like, ugh.
Con box, huh?
Yeah, my con box.
Now, throughout your time, there's things that you would change and things that you regret. Do you have any of those?
I don't think I would change anything.
No?
No. I enjoyed my career. I don't regret getting out because I knew I had to. You know, my son was getting ready to go into middle school. I'm a single parent. He wanted to be around the same kids he would play football with in high school, and that was important to him. So if it's important for him, he had already moved 6 times, you know, by the time he was making this request. And they were trying to send me to D.C., which would have been terrible as a single parent. Like, the resources are just not available. And that's another thing. You know, your kid gets sick and you're a single parent and you're the
commanding officer.
And you're the woman. You know, it's kind of just looked at differently, you know, because generally, you know, married, even when you're married, it's normally the woman that will have to go, and the man can stay for the meeting or whatever, and I'd have to excuse myself. But I didn't want to go to DC, I knew that, but there were other opportunities, like in Japan. I would have loved to go back to Japan with my son.
But a little older so you can experience it.
Yeah, but then they also wanted to send me back to San Diego, and the last time I had been in San Diego, I felt like I was in a third world country. Like, just with the traffic and the trash and the... Yes. I was like, no. And the school system... I mean, I'm a product of the California school system. They must have just given me my PhD. But, like, if I can do it, you can too. Join the Navy.
Prime example right here.
Yeah, so I would have stayed in. I was an E5, and then I was pretty much guaranteed O5 if I had just gone to the next command, right? And then I wanted to stay for at least 25, and I was already at 22. So I could, when I retired, say I went from E5 to O5 in 25.
Yeah, that would be good.
I know, I would have made shirts and everything.
Like this shirt?
This shirt. Yeah, so...
But
it's just one of those things.
But I get where you're coming from, especially for your son, because every 2 years for commanding officers, they have to move. Sometimes they can extend for an extra year. Sometimes they can do a double command, but it's kind of hard because you have to move. And for him, and especially for you, trying to take care of him, make sure he's good if he's sick. You did the right thing, and she's doing really good right now too. She's a professor, so nerdy stuff.
Anyone in Utah, come take my classes. Guaranteed to be fun. I don't know if you'll learn anything, but
critical thinking.
Always critical thinking.
But so no regrets, no changes.
No, I've had a good life. You can't think too hard about the past. That's what gives you depression, right?
Yes.
You can't think about the future. That's how you get anxiety. Yes. You've got to live in the now, and you got to keep pushing, and just do the best that you can. And sometimes that's just waking up, you know?
That's true. Just being grateful.
Yeah.
Just being grateful.
I am.
Now, as we're kind of winding this down, do you have... I know you try to get your son to go.
I'm kicking him out like every day. He's 18, y'all. It's time to go. I didn't sign up for more than 18.
You're a parent. You signed up for your parents. They're dealing with you still.
No one tells you about that. They tell you about, the terrible twos and the this and that. Nobody talks about how disgusting an 18-year-old boy is. So gross. Well, boys are gross. Boys are gross.
How do you say that when you were in the Navy and you saw these guys constantly, 18, 19, 20, dirty?
Piss and bilges.
See? So then you can't say that you didn't know.
You know, I almost lost my goddamn mind once because I went to put my hand up on top of the diesel engine because I thought I saw something up there, and I obviously can't see on top of a lot of things.
Oh, God,
I put my hand up there, and I was like, what the? And I go to grab it. I put my hand straight in a cup of dip. I lost my mind. I had them all in formation. I was like, I'm done with y'all pissing everywhere. I'm done with the dip cups everywhere. Like, they wouldn't have someone come relieve them on watch. There'd be bottles of piss and Gatorade.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So I played mom a lot.
So you saying that, and here's something that I really wanted to throat punch my kid. It's definitely frowned upon, but I really wanted to, because one day I went under his bed, cleaned out his room, and I found fucking piss bottles. He's 12, mind you. 12.
Nobody's that lazy.
And the fucking pisser is right.
It's like when they drop the laundry right next to the laundry basket. Yeah.
I was like, if I ever find one of these things again, like,
Maybe my dog's
I
trying
will
to get you.
fucking throat punch you. And that was a serious threat. Like, that was a serious threat.
I'm not very threatening.
But
all 5'1" of me. I do have a bat though, and I do carry it with me into his room sometimes. And
he looks at you like mom's not gonna do anything.
I want to though, so bad. I've never like love hated. They can't. CPS can't do anything anymore. Take him. Come and take him.
Oh, that's right. Now you go to jail. So it's one or the other.
He'd have to know how to press charges, and he doesn't even know how to like clean his car. So.
I bear witness to that one.
Yeah, touche.
So, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Oh, advice.
Oh God.
What would you give? Who? Okay, not who, but those that are thinking about joining, those that are already in, and those that are about to retire. Like, what advice would you give for those guys, gals, people?
Don't try so hard. Like, it's not about the next rank. It's not about the next award. It's about the people, and it's about the experiences. So, go to MWR and get the tickets and climb Mount Fuji and take advantage of all the things that the military has to offer you, and know what those are, right? I didn't know. I don't use half the shit that I probably can, because sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, I don't need a handicap sticker. I might, but yeah, and I'm a psychologist, by the way, so I can joke about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, just stop taking it so seriously. Like, I think I was advanced. I was, promoted. I was given opportunities. Like I told you, the message came out, the commanders list, who made command, and I was on it. I never tried to get on it. I did everything not to get on it. Because I was like, I don't want to be in charge of anything. Like, I just want to do my job and go home, right? Like, the best feeling in the world is taking that uniform off, and for me, taking that bun out of my hair. And, like, that was the best feeling in the world, taking that shit off, So just have fun with it.
I like that. Don't try too hard.
Don't try
just
so hard. It's so annoying. And then people don't like you. No.
That is true, because then there's that ass kisser.
You're like, oh, that one. Ew.
Yeah, that's true.
His boots are so shiny.
I cheated and always got never.
I would send mine to get done. I
paid the couple bucks.
I tried one time, because you know how you light the boot on fire, like burnt the shit. Yeah, and then it never shines again. You know that, right? It never shines again.
It's
dull.
Technique.
It's dead.
Technique. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit, man.
That's the hot tub. Fucking
hot two on that.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there. Oh shit! All your fucking boot shiners.
That was the original hot tour. That was the original.
All you fucking boot shiners. I know every one of you motherfuckers that I was in basic with.
That's why the boots are so shiny.
Yes, they're fucking hot.
Because you fancy, huh?
Oh shit! But she is right. Enjoy yourself. Like, I think towards the end of my career, I kind of took it a little bit more serious. But I mean, I had they would call me fucking Party Pedro for a reason. I don't know why. I barely even partied.
That was Karaoke Kelly.
See, we would have fucking made a badass fucking combo.
I'm surprised I'm not kicked out of countries. I always say that. And someone said the other day when I said that, they're like, well, are you? Like, have you checked? No, I know I had a gun put to my head in Korea, but soju tent. Have fun and stay out of soju tents.
Fastest way to get demoted.
Soju tent.
I'm living proof of that shit.
Miss curfew. Soju tent.
God damn it.
I had to throw up in my jacket one time because the commander put out something. He's like, if any of you come across that brow and you are like obviously like stammering, or they're like, you need to be able to make it up the brow and we can't know that you're drunk. These are sailors, right? And first of all, the brow's doing this. It's the stairs to get up to the ship. It moves. So like waves. You're already. So we were in Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong we couldn't pull in, right? Because we had nukes on board, and so they protested, so we couldn't pull in. We had to anchor out. So you're on these little, taxis, right?
Oh yeah.
And the waterway in there is like. It's like this. So you're out all night doing a performance as Karaoke Kelly, and then you come back.
A performance as Karaoke
and you're
Kelly.
told that you have to like show no signs. Well, I got sick, and I was like, you guys have to throw up. Well, the MPs are on the taxi with you, so if they saw me throw up, I could technically say I was seasick, but you're in the Navy, yeah. Just like kind of like not being able to swim, I guess, but.
Why do we gotta say that?
But anyway.
I didn't need to. I was in the Air Force.
Right. You picked the right service. So, yeah, I had to throw up. So I threw up and it was a leather jacket, and I was so proud of that jacket. I loved it. So, yeah, I threw up in my jacket, you guys. And then I went up on the brow like this and showed permission to come aboard, type of thing. And I went in the shower and just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have chicken on the stick?
Shawarmas?
No, because you were in Hong Kong, so you had chicken on the stick. It's stick, because they had it in Korea.
Oh, they're it's not what it's called, though. It's called...
No, you're thinking yaki mandu.
I was.
You're thinking yaki. Yaki is the little fried dumplings.
I was. No.
Yes, yaki is the fried dumplings.
Have you had the octopus, the fried octopus?
No.
I have a picture of me with an octopus, a tentacle suckled to my face because I tried to eat it live. You're not supposed to do that.
Why?
It was at the Friendship Fair.
But why would
in
you
Japan.
not?
Well, so they take it, you order it, they take it out of the tank, it's still alive, and they dip it in this little sauce, and then they just touch it on the grill. They go, tsh, tsh. And so you get it, and it's kind of shocked a little bit, but pretty much still alive, right? And so I took a bite. My friend took a picture, and right when she took the picture, the tentacle went on my face.
Damn. No, I can't do that. The only thing that I think I've eaten that was alive was never mind.
Ew, no, what?
Just oysters.
How is it alive?
They're alive.
The raw ones are alive?
Yes.
Then I've eaten a ton of them.
Yeah. I mean, they're not dead.
Raw oysters?
I mean, are they still not alive? They don't kill them because they don't rot. I still don't know, but I'm thinking that's
anyone that knows about this, if you could please contact and in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
You know something about oysters, which
they're fucking good.
I don't care if they're alive.
But that's alive though. Like you're eating something that's.
I'm fine with it. That's another piece of advice. If you're in other countries, don't go to McDonald's. I don't like you people either.
Why? McDonald's.
You're gonna be in another country.
No,
I know it's different in other countries.
Because McDonald's.
Okay, the McDonald's on the base.
Oh yeah, don't go to the McDonald's.
Don't go to the McDonald's on the base.
Air Force doesn't have McDonald's. We have fucking shitty ass Burger King and shitty ass McDonald's and whatever. Popeyes. But
I've never had Popeyes.
You never had Popeyes?
No.
You're not missing anything.
South Carolina.
Go to McDonald's in different countries because they have like a shrimp patty. Those were good. Like they had them in Korea, they had them in Japan, Thailand. Their meat was absolutely phenomenal. Because it wasn't processed.
Yeah, let's continue to pass on our standard American diet into other countries so that we can watch their obesity rates rise.
Anyway,
as
just
well.
go to the street foods. Except don't do it in India because you've watched all the videos. That shit's gross.
Yeah, I will say that one of the best corn dogs I've ever had in my life, and we used to get it all the time, was in Sasebo, Japan. It was right outside the gate. And before, it was either Yokosuka or Sasebo, but before we'd go out into town, we'd go to the enlisted club and we'd line up like 6 shots, and it was like $6, like $1 a shot, right? And we just pound them tequila or something, like stuff I couldn't do now, right?
But gross stuff too.
Yeah, but I mean, your bodies don't care when you're in your 20s. And so we would do that so we wouldn't have to pay for stuff out in town. Then we'd go to Skinny's And Skinny, that was the name of the dude. I still don't know what the name of the actual place is, but we just called it Skinny's. And we would eat yakisoba. He would make it up for us, and we'd drink Sapporo. And they had like a Sapporo vending machine type of thing. Or like a soda machine.
Really?
Yeah, like a soda
Sapporo?
machine, but it was Sapporo. Yeah, and they had video games where you sit down instead of tables. And then we go sing karaoke. And then there was this after club that I found out, I didn't know this, but a lot of the individuals in there that were in the military were like dropping E. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't. Yeah, but they had these green-eyed monsters, and I would just drink the green-eyed monsters to this day. Don't know what type of alcohol, don't know why it was green.
That club is probably still open, and you just buried everybody.
Well, they test for that now. Is anyone really doing E in the military?
I don't know. I would hope not. I mean, come on.
I didn't know anything about it. Like, I was, because I am, even though I have so much fun, my soul is a rule follower. Like, at the core of my existence, I'll be like, I will not cross the street unless the walking.
You're in a sidewalk or
yeah.
you're in a crosswalk?
Well, I have to be in the crosswalk. One, I'm not going to jaywalk. And two, you can't have the hand. You have to wait.
She needed that structure.
Wait.
You
Wait.
needed the structure.
Wait. Wait.
Okay,
Go.
before we close this out, for all the young kids that are about to join, how many countries did you go to?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
You never kept a tally?
No. I love. Okay, so
you did a lot of the Pacific, right? You didn't go to.
Yeah, it was for the most. Yeah, well, after 9/11, I was out. We were basically on both sides of the Straits of Hormuz, doing patrols so that people could go through container ships that we call sheep, giving all my. I don't even know if we're allowed to like say any of that secret shit, but that's what we call them, sheep. But anyways, that's okay. The President of the United States went and talked, not this one, but an ex one went and talked about SEAL Team 6, which nobody in America was even supposed to know about. Now it's like common knowledge. But he still doesn't know it, or he knows, but people may not know what they actually operate under. I do. But, yeah.
She doesn't.
Anyways, yeah, I was in the Gulf for a while. Yeah, I mean, shit, Australia, all over Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Type of stuff.
So enjoy that, kids.
Yeah.
Like, if you join, enjoy. Go see the world.
All up and down the East Coast, operating with different countries' navies. And in every single place, we would have, each ship would take a turn having a party.
Oh, God.
On board. And so we're like on the Spanish ship, and those fools are wild.
Really?
And so are the Canadians.
No.
Yeah, Canadians drink moose milk. Have you had moose milk?
No. What is that?
So it's kind of like jungle juice, but with ice cream. And they put it in a big old vat, like one of those big gardening metal vats.
You just scoop it out and drink it?
Yeah, and then every country gives you a little pin to put on your lapel.
Really? Of the countries
Yeah, of the countries we were drinking with. Yeah.
See, that's pretty cool, because I drank with the British, the Australians, the Germans, and then just some random, I think French, but they were prude. Who gives a fuck? But the British and the fucking Australians drink.
I got in trouble on an Australian ship.
Like, they fucking drink.
Yeah. I got in big trouble, and that was out in the middle of the Gulf. We were doing transfer ops where, you could go over and see different ships.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, pick me. And so they sent me over to the Australian ship, and I get on board, and they have bars. Their wardroom has a bar, and as long as you don't have duty or like watch or anything within like 8 hours or something, you can go in and have a beer. Well, me and I'm an O2 at the time and an O1. He was my assistant, cryptology, and we both go over there, and they're like, "Oh, you'd like to have a beer, whatever?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll have a beer." We haven't had a beer in like 10 months. So my little ass has one beer, and I'm like,
fucked.
Right? So we get back to our ship, and
they know.
My commander was like standing right there, the captain of the ship. He's like, "You have a good time? You have a good time, Maxim?" And I was like, little Miss Giggler, right? Yeah, I got sent to my stateroom. didn't get in trouble. I just got to go sleep. Like, that's punishment? You're going to send me to my bed? Oh, okay.
All for having one fucking beer.
One beer.
Yeah, but you were probably a $1.05.
Well, those beers are like that, too.
Oh,
and it's
so
the
Stein?
Australians. Yeah, they're fun. They're so fun. Yeah, other countries are nuts. The Spanish, I had to get off that ship real quick because they take all our old frigates, right? And as the engineering officer on a frigate, like, I immediately was like, let me see your engineering spaces, right? Dude, everything's leaking. Everything's like, they're down there with cigarettes dangling out of, mouth, like fixing shit. And I was like,
that's diesel. It's not going to catch fire.
I know that. I know the flashpoint and all that shit.
Yeah, the flashpoint is cool.
I know, but still, like...
You put that shit out in fucking...
MSDS, like, safety training, like, is there...
Those countries...
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't. They drink, they smoke, they do whatever they want on this ship. They're so fun, though.
Maybe I joined the wrong military.
Oh, here's a hidden gem, and for those of you that are looking, probably the country's biggest secret is the Coast Guard. If you like the water...
Ports, every fucking port is amazing.
And you're not Department of Defense, so you don't have to, like,
what are they,
deal with
Security?
No, they're Department of Transportation, unless we're at a time of war.
Then they're
Homeland Security, but they can be covered by Department of Defense as well. So we had some Coast Guard cutters operating out with us in the Gulf, which is like not normal. But after 9/11, we're technically in a time of war.
Yeah.
So they were operating with us, but man, those guys, you want a job and skate and just like do fun shit, go fishing there's all these coasties now. Comment if that's not right, but that's my interpretation.
I don't think I have any coasties, so we're fucking
Dude, if
good.
if we reach a coastie, let us know, because that's the best kept secret, man. That's like going out deep sea fishing every day.
But they're not
and finding drugs.
But they can't do unless you're in the Navy and then you do E and
I know.
tells
You
the
just
whole
go to
fucking-
just go to the after club.
No, the skinnies.
No, don't go to Skinnies is good. Skinnies is where the
Oh,
yakisoba
Skinnies
is.
is- oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
a Sapporo. You can do that.
Okay.
Back when I used to drink beer.
But I was asking her because I hit 28 countries while I was in.
Yeah, but you keep track of shit.
Remember,
I was just there to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all
It's just
there.
experience.
I just need to put it down. I've been meaning. I actually bought a journal that's like my military career, and so it guides you. It asks
Really?
questions. Yeah, and then you can answer the questions. I got it on Amazon. So that's my intention.
I might have to ask you for that link. But
Yeah.
I'll search
So
it
that
up.
I'll just send one to you. But like I wanted to be able, before I can't recall information, because like my grandfather was in the Marines and he never talked about it, but he was in World War II, and I wish I had something that was in writing that I could.
But you have a video to show Bryce of some of the adventures. This is why I do this. Like, people think that I'm like weird, but I really want to know why, because we don't talk to our kids about it. I don't talk to my kids. Now I kind of bullshitted with them, but I have a platform.
Yeah.
You have this, at least, it gives a snippet of what you've done, but
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
No, we don't.
Unless we're with each other.
Yeah.
Because nobody else gets it. They don't get it, and they don't think it's as funny. Like, you can say something. Literally, every time you say something, I've got a story. I'll be like, oh my God, this one time, yo. Yeah, like, I have so many stories, but I can't sit here and recall them. It's like when I talk to other veterans, and they start talking about all the bullshit, because there's a lot of bullshit, right?
There's a lot
but
of
you
fucking
have to
bullshit.
laugh at it, have fun. Just be like, fucking senior chief's at it again. Don't take it so seriously.
Holy fuck.
Don't take it so seriously.
Don't take it so seriously.
It's not that serious.
I had a going away party. We went to a Texas Rangers game, and they got me a Yeti as my going away gift.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. But the guys that I was with, we were all quality assurance, and I was the head of quality assurance.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Pedro, we got a beer for you in there, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was a big black dildo.
Oh!
So I reach in and I'm like, what is this? And they're laughing because I knew these guys were going to do some stupid shit. And then we apparently take it with us. to the Rangers game, and to the,
That'd be a good like where's Waldo or where's what is it Waldo? Is it
Yeah,
Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, where's Waldo? Like take pictures with it everywhere and then
No,
have a picture book of it.
we called it Timmy D.
Okay.
And Timmy D was just out and about and everywhere.
¿Dónde está Timmy D?
I actually stuck it on one of my buddy's head, and he looked like a fucking rhino.
Yes.
But then I had an ex-wife who decided to like, why is this here? And what threw it away.
What?
Fucking Timmy D.
That's a fun.
So those of you guys that, I don't want a Timmy D, but that was a fucking hell of a time. It's just stupid shit.
You have
like, you
to do that.
reminded me of that. Like, it's fucking stupid shit. I'm not gonna get a fucking Timmy D. What the hell am I gonna do with the Timmy D? I don't hang out with a lot of people.
It wouldn't. The meaning
so
would
I'm
be
just gonna
gone.
leave it on my wall?
No, but I mean, you could have like gold plated it or like made it into a like made it into a trophy, and then when you get together with those guys, like have some sort of who's gonna win Timmy D, like have a game.
That's true. Or I'll
Like,
put it on my war room wall.
Yeah.
You see my war room?
Yes.
Put it back there?
Yeah, there's
people are gonna
always
be like,
stupid.
why the fuck?
Why not?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Everything has a story.
Everything has a story.
Everything has a story.
It does.
Yeah. All right. Well, I really appreciate it.
No,
thank you very much. You were like a first in like 5.
Different
6.
areas.
My first little pet on this.
My dog won't leave him alone.
Oliver, yeah.
Yeah, Oliver's. I don't know why he likes you so much. I think he just doesn't like me. Because he does this to everyone.
All right, Mr. Oliver.
So I'm a man and dog repellent? God damn it! Shit! Oh well. I have to give me a Timmy D. I'll get you a journal. You give me a Timmy D.
Got it.
Done.
But I appreciate it. This was very fun.
Yeah, always.
I will definitely share this with you, of course. And have it. All your friends will be like, what the fuck?
I hope my students. Well, they already know I'm a cornball.
Yeah, but then badmouth, whatever. What'd you say? You gotta tell them again that you love them and you're sorry.
Who?
The stinky breath guy.
Shut up. We don't talk about food.
Oh, we don't talk about food.
No, we don't talk about food.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he got kicked out for weed or something.
Or
I
E?
think for weed. Well, they didn't test for E back then. And they didn't test for they didn't test for acid either. Trust me, sailors know what they test for. They also know how long it takes for shit to get out of your system. They're like a lot smarter than.
They do.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
Yep. They can't pass their rating exam, but they can tell you how long it takes for cocaine to get out of your system. Some fuckers.
Oh, that's what you do on a Friday and you're clean by Monday.
Ugh.
That's what I always heard.
That's where niacin came in.
But I appreciate it. Thank you. This was very fun.
Yeah.
For you guys at home, first of a lot of things. And I really do appreciate it. I love that you guys are commenting, liking, and sharing. Please continue to do so. I have now, I think, 260 something subscribers.
That's good.
It's growing. I just want it to grow more. I want people to see these and enjoy it. I want to be
You want to do it? Yeah.
I want to travel more and do this. Like, I'm in Salt Lake City. We're outside and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is gorgeous out here. They should see the mountains.
The mountains are
nice.
that way. I couldn't do it because the sun's like it wouldn't have worked.
Well, we have mountains now too.
Yeah.
That was your first. Yeah. Oh, you're not gonna.
No,
you're gonna breeze right by that. Okay.
No.
Okay. Gonna put my secrets all out there.
I didn't put any secrets.
I'm an open book. I'm inappropriately so. Yeah.
And I'm fucking Party Pedro, and you're fucking
Karaoke
signing
Kelly.
off from this podcast. Party Pedro, Karaoke Kelly.
Karaoke Kelly.
We may have to get together one time and do karaoke. I'm not gonna do karaoke. I'm just gonna party.
That's fine.
You can.
Yeah,
karaoke.
I need a fan club. And you sit there and like.
What do you sing?
That's another really good story for another.
All right, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Make sure that if you're feeling down, hit up a friend and seek that help. I will talk to you guys soon. cheers.
Yes,
Enjoy
cheers.
yourself.
Bye.